Hey, this is Gloria Norwood, owner of Sophisticated Spy Shop on Etsy.com, owner of Gloria's Astrology Tarot, owner of Gloria's Unsolved Mysteries, volume 1 through 40 on www.makeplaycards.com, Gloria's Unsolved Mysteries Oracle deck. But yeah, I have a short public service announcement on an update on the DFS, SRS, psychiatric, psychological scam exposed, the money making scheme. Okay, so like I said on the update on this case, like I said, I'm going through this case with the government about my children. And like I said, me and my sister had got into it. She had been sleeping with my spouse. He admitted it. She's still in denial. I already have the proof. So, like I said, it got really messy because I'm going to tell you how it started. I didn't know they were dating or whatever. I remember her telling me that she exchanged some photos with the guy and, some nudes or whatever. And I asked her, why would she do that? I do stuff for love, but that's on you. You want to run your protection, whatever, whatnot. So, I guess they must have linked up later on. But obviously, he chose me over her. I didn't know that they had some type of relationship. So, like I said, she would come over. And I remember when the song LaToya Lucky came out on Torn in Between the Two. And I was like, she was always singing that song around me. But then I remember kept saying, you never call me Will. But I remember that's my, that was my husband's name at the time. So I'm like, oh, okay. That's what we doing? At first I didn't pay attention to that. I was like, oh, wow. My own sister. And then when Beyonce came out, check up on it, like she was like dancing around me, and I didn't pay attention to it because I'm thinking she was with her other man, D. So I'm like, maybe she just, doing the little sister thing. You know how little sisters is, just want you to dance, have fun, accept them, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. And then, she just started getting more aggressive. She just started getting more bossy, like as if she could tell me what to do. I'm like, no, sister, I'm the big sister. I ain't tripping, okay? You living nice, but hey, don't be trying to check me. Don't be trying to change my clothes. Don't be trying to change my attitude. Don't be trying to change how I wear my hair. No, I don't want to be around your bourgeois friends, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all be scamming, you feel me? So, I didn't know that at the time, So, everybody used to always think of, so highly of her because, they felt like she made, a lot of money. She was out here doing her thing, vacations, trips, parties, kicking it, turn back, $1 million parties and shit. I'm like, okay, go ahead, sis, do your thing. I never even went, because I didn't have enough money. I felt, a little bad. I was poor at that time, struggling a little bit. So I let my sister enjoy her life, I tell her all the time, bring me a souvenir, that's what your big sister do. You want you to be out there enjoying your life, but I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to take over your life. So, I felt like, she became jealous and envious of the fact that me and him had pursued a long-term relationship. So as I stated before, she had came over to my house and wowed out. And that's what gave me the clues that they had been intimate. So I put her out, put him out. Later on down the line, I didn't think nothing of it. I thought he was smart enough to leave her alone. So, I get pregnant. And like I told you, she literally flipped. Oh, he don't want you. He want me. He don't want a girl like you. I was like, what the hell is wrong with her? So she literally has sold her soul to him. I guess they did some type of thing for him being a cult leader or whatnot, some little gatekeeper. I didn't know he was into that because he hid that from me. So I'm sitting here like, not my sister. I know you didn't touch my sister. I know y'all didn't. I don't give a damn if you, because he has a thing for chocolate girls. Yes, he does. But you are not. It's just boundaries at some point. I don't give a damn. You go find a chocolate girl that look like her, not somebody's family. After you done had a child with that person, you don't run through the family. So I'm sitting here like, and when they took my kids, after I didn't know that them two had been, in it on attacking me and getting them taken, she says, well, sign some papers so they can come over here. They get all on the phone and do a little conference while I'm at work. I'm like, okay, because you're my sister. I don't want them to go in the system, quote unquote, so I'm going to put them with my sister to make sure they're with family. I didn't know they had sex. Like, I thought that, maybe they had flirted. She sent them news and it just didn't go nowhere because he's the type of person he gets turned off by that stuff. So I'm thinking he was smart enough to let it go. But then when I knew that how she was vibing when I got pregnant, she was wilding out. So, come Valentine's Day, no, it was Mother's Day. I'm sorry about that. Come Mother's Day, he decides to, gift me with some Mother Day gift. I'm like, oh, that's nice, that's kind, because I've always been kind to him. He lets me pick out my stuff. I'm like, okay, babe, thank you. I enjoy myself. We go to the movies. We have a great time. Have a little intimacy. But even though I was on my cycle, I tried to make it fun for him, but I had to go home because, like I said, I don't like to get in my man's bed on my cycle. And that's usually like once a week. Once a month. So I have usually a whole week. And then, I never like to sleep alone. So I usually like to sleep with my man. So I started noticing, him not let me spend the night or him not wanting to spend the night. I noticed these things. So, like I said, throughout these court dates, I see him driving down the street. And he has like 4 or 5 little kids in the car. Now, y'all know my son's like 5. So I call my mom. I'm like, Mama, where's Sebastian? She like, he right here with, my other son, Keith. They just playing da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, I think he was with Kingston, or was he with Carvel? He was with one of my grandkids or my great-grandkids, or my son. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting here like, if you're my man, why do you have like 4 or 5 kids in the car and we only have 1? And whose kids are these? I'm not finna follow you, but we look dead each other in the eye. I ain't a chaser. I'm a replacer. So I'm just looking like, wow, So for 15 years, we have a 5-year-old son. You've been out here making babies with other people. And I can tell that every time he gets someone pregnant, he wants to swing and fight and hit the walls and hit the doors. And I'm like, and yell and fight. And then he wants to call the police on me. Like recently, since his case started, he would start a fight and then call the police because he got caught cheating, and he would smell like vagina. And I'm one of them type of people. If I smell it, I'm swinging because I know I haven't had sex. I know I haven't opened my legs to be intimate with you. So why do you smell like that? Exactly. Even the fly over here like, girl, let me tell you, great chick. Okay, fly laying over shoulder like, let me tell you, great chick. I'm so in tune with nature, it's funny. They like me, they cool. She probably want to go outside. Usually the fly, that mean if it's like that mean the door ain't open with the weather outside. But sorry about that. I'm sorry I pay attention to nature. But as I stated before, I'm going through this case, and my mom just ran out here talking about my son's on the news, and he robbed a store, and he robbed a gun store with some of his friends, and the police is looking for him, the DEA, and they said they're gonna shoot your son when they see him. So y'all know that's attempted murder, right? If Bertram Henry Griffin Jr. comes up dead, the Kansas City Police Department will be sued. Because my son did not get a fair trial. My son did not get a right to attorney. He did not get his right to stay silent or speak or forever hold his peace. And you will automatically be sued for even threatening the child, no matter what he did, because you choose to take my rights away from me. Steal them, assault me, sexually assault me, and try to physically assault me more than once, then try to demonize me. Now you're attacking my children. And that's some Black Panther stuff. They will be sued. Automatically, mama got the lawyer on speed dial. Even you saying that you would shoot my son on sites, you would be sued. Because you didn't give him a fair trial. You didn't give him a right to speak the truth, no matter what you thought. And you also got to understand that you psychologically and psychiatrically abused this child by stripping him from his mother and his maternal instincts and his paternal instincts, because his mother never got to install them in him and his father was never there. And the only father that he knew was continuously cheating on his mother. And it would make him aggressive. But my kid's one of those kids that he'll play it off. And, oh, mama, I love you, this is that and third, but deep down he's holding in stuff. You know, I tell him, hey, go try to find your dad on Facebook. And I wasn't being funny, because like I said, his dad left me when I was pregnant. So this does affect the childhood trauma. He left me pregnant, broke, at a homeless shelter, and ran off with, who was it at that time? Who was he with? Amaria's mom? And then he went to Cora, and I don't know who he with now. But he sees his other kids frequently, but he refused to see mine. But see, gang, because I guess he was gang. He was in the gang, but he lied about it. So you guys get women pregnant and not tell them what you're part of, and then abandon them to raise a child alone. Already under mental stress, and then got to worry about her child's DNA structure and mental capacity as he's growing up into a full-fledged adult. And then when you take away the right to discipline a child, these children in KC, they out of fucking control. And I usually don't cuss, but I'm telling the truth. So my kids come home one day, and I don't say nothing. They start coming in with little snacks. I'm like, oh no, I ain't give you nothing. Where you get that money from? Oh, my friend. Because this kid's favorite lie. I bought them some bikes, for Christmas. Hey, go out, enjoy yourself. It's Christmas time. You know what I'm saying? They head on to them bikes in summertime. They get out in the summertime after I tell them to, stay close, stay in the area, stay, because I live across the street from the school, and they have a little area where you can ride your bike in a little parking lot while ain't nobody there. And they decide to ride off. So these kids are out here teaching each other to panhandle, and this is why Division of Family Services is knocking on all these females' doors. Because these kids is learning how to steal their child support back from other people. Because some of these parents ain't doing right. But for me, I wasn't getting child support for BJ or Jeremiah at the time. But I was struggling just with my EBT. So we had food. And they had a PlayStation because my sister bought it for Christmas. And they had bikes. So there was no reason for them to be out there panhandling. But these kids then taught each other to scam. So if you ladies are wondering why the Division of Family Services and SRS are knocking at y'all door, because these kids, they literally put themselves in training to panhandle. So of course somebody's going to alert the authorities, and they just start escorting them off the property because there's no loitering. But then at some point, they'll start, taking these kids home, because they used to, back in the day, they used to take the kids home to talk to the parent. Now they're just taking them out back and shooting them. But you want to strip away my rights when I was trying to maintain my rights and maintain my mental capacity, because you kept trying to mentally abuse the parent and give me an intervention instead of the child. Now he's out there on Fox 4 shooting shit up. Gang, right? Gang. This is what y'all do. Gang. On demon time, right? Corrupting the children. Now, I'm praying he don't strike this city down like Sodom and Gomorrah, because it's out of control. And I'm just hoping that, Lord, forgive me, that, these kids, I would rather him be locked up than on this street. But then again, y'all kill him in there. So where is there for them to go? And then you wonder why these kids commit suicide. Because your demons is in there as police officers and correctional officers. Then y'all out on the street patrolling the neighborhood. And then y'all got the Freemason / KKK, we smile at a nigga but we don't like a nigga.org. So now what are we to do as citizens of the United States when we can't trust the protected servers? When they want to kill your children just because, y'all created a monster with your gang. And now you can't control them. So you telling me I deserve to be locked up? Because I told you about his behavior. I told you that he needed to be medicated. I told you that he needed therapy. That's why I tried to get him in contact with his father. So I've done, mostly all I can do is raising him as a single parent. But y'all try to strip my birthright away and give it to my sister because she was sleeping with my man. And all y'all knew it. But y'all try to play me like I was stupid, telling me I can't spend the night at my child's father's house. You are the welfare office, lady. How can you tell somebody that when my son is 16 years old, he's old enough to spend the night with his brother or a couple of hours until I come back? But because my husband was such a high commodity, or in high demand, it looked like the social worker wanted a piece too. So definitely conflict of interest. Because who are you to tell me I can't spend the night with my husband? So like I said, I'm going to close this out because I know for sure this is a Black Panther moment. And we need to support our young black brothers and stop shooting and killing each other. And give these kids a fair trial. Because guess what? Y'all ain't giving them a fair chance anyway. As soon as they come out the womb, y'all gang. Not letting people decide. Taking their free will away. Freedom of religion. People have a right to choose what religion they're going to be. And it looks like if they would have chose the religion that I chose, the Earth Angel, they would be just fine. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm saying I'm trying. Because ain't nobody perfect. Heck, I even asked God, why did he leave y'all down here like that? Y'all out of control. Well, obviously he heard me because he came to come and get some of his kids. So I want to thank you, God, for listening to me and hearing me out. And the rest of the world. Like I said, this is a public service announcement to the DFS, SRS being exposed for the money-making psychosocial scheme, reverse psychology, whatever the hell you want to call this, okay? Because they don't even have a therapist for me. But they keep sending me paperwork saying they have therapy for me. Literally, I just turn on my camera and start me my own therapy. Which is really sad. Because y'all supposed to be Department of Mental Health. And when I tell you my story, you tell me I need medicine. I say y'all need to be fired. Period. Because it starts with the kids. Not the parent. Because we already grew up. We already had our childhood trauma. And I kept telling y'all my kids are the one slapping females at school, fighting in the hallway, punching people, yelling at the teacher, slamming they dang on laptops, stealing stuff, fighting, stealing out the snacks, stealing out the cafeteria. And when I said something, y'all told me I was crazy. And even I even have proof of what they were doing in the school. But now that he's a full-fledged gang, Illuminati, and out here committing full-fledged grown-up crimes, I told y'all, he's going to end up being responsible for his own actions. That's true. But he also has a right to fair trial. He also has a right to speak his piece. And you also have a right to consider in his mental health because of what you stripped away from him with his birthrights with his mother. And it changed his mental capacity. And as a Black Panther, I'm sticking by my son's side. No, he should have got a whooping for breaking in there. You absolutely correct. Because when I whooped him last time, you gave me what? Child abuse charges. You surely did. Because I don't play that. I'm that type of parent. I would spank that ass. But y'all said that's illegal. So now I have to say, hey, Johnny, go stand in the corner right now. He's 17. You get what I'm saying? Because y'all keep switching the laws and changing the laws. So by the time I get ready to discipline him, he's totally out of control. Y'all got to do better. As social worker, as people, as humans, as demons, as angels, everybody has to do better. Because to overlook the problem to make another problem instead of solving the problem is a problem. So I'm going to leave y'all with that thought and have a blessed day.